It really doesn't mean a thing to me. I honestly, I would have, I would have kind of preferred to stay where we were. I like being in that spot where you're chasing and you know, not feeling like you've arrived or anything, because we haven't. I mean, it's nice. It's a feather in the cap for the program historically, for sure. But for me personally, I haven't given it two thoughts.
How about your draw out at Penn State?
Yeah, I don't. You know, I think every draw at this time of year is going to be tough. Regionals, you've heard me say it before. I call it a meat grinder every year. It's probably the one that is the hardest part of this format since we went to it in, I think, 2018 or 19 when we changed to the two-day format, because there's so many good teams now. And it used to be, back in the old days, it was 3 or 4 good teams and then everybody else. And so regionals was kind of an afterthought. You get to the regional level now and you go through that two-day format, you've done something. You know, qualifying to the semifinals of the tournament, if you will. We really shouldn't be calling it regionals and nationals anymore. That's old terminology. This is the NCAA tournament. This is our national championship. We're going to the first round of the championship, and so it's tough. And there's a lot of teams that get in year over year. You see it, and usually at the regional sites is when one of the top teams doesn't advance. Something happens, and so. You know, we've just got to keep our heads screwed on straight and make sure that we do our job.
How do you use your time wisely here before you head out?
Well, rest is important this time of year. A lot of times, coaches, it's sort of antithetical to what coaches want to do. Coaches want to train. But this time of year, less is more. And I really believe that from a physical standpoint and really mentally and emotionally. You come down off a big high from Saturday night. So we got to give them a little bit of downtime and let them recover. And we're going to space our week out and sort of mimic the way the pace will go competitively the rest of the way, and kind of a one day on, one day off sort of scenario as we go through the next few days.
I don't know if it's similar or not, but I've heard some of the women's basketball coaches say the biggest mistake coaches make this time of year is overtrain.
Absolutely.
Overdo it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a team like us, and I know a lot of teams, out there, fatigue becomes an issue. Just physical condition is injuries and aches and pains and things, and you're holding them together. I joke all the time. I say duct tape and Band-Aids, because you're just trying to keep the wheels from flying off from a physical standpoint this time of year. So you can't overtrain them. You got to keep the mental part the main focus, and just have them be prepared. The gymnastics is in there, and we have to do some of that. And we have to keep a sort of a maintenance level going until we get to the end. But if you get in here and start trying to bang it out and get exponentially better than you are, if you're not where you need to be now from a physical standpoint, probably not going to get there.
How you said, we asked Connor, you said she could go on floor, but how much do you weigh that an excellent gymnast you could get in a lineup for whatever reason with the chemistry of what you have going to this point?
Well, we're comfortable with everything that we have, but but certainly, if Connor's able to add something to that, then that's something we have to consider. If her body is telling her she's in a good place, and if she's mentally ready to go and has those conversations with Court and potentially with Garrett, down the line, I think it's important that we always have options. Right now there's not a lot, so more is better. I'm never gonna shut somebody down in the name of what time of year it is, especially an athlete like Connor McLean. She's a proven commodity. It's not a secret, and so if she's able, then that will definitely be a consideration of ours.
Just talking to the girls, looked like they were having a lot of fun, and I know SEC's lends itself to that because you can't lose anything, you can't lose any ground, you can only gain ground. But yeah. The mindset of their ability to kind of experience the joy and be a little bit looser in a big competition like that, is that something that you're really trying to channel?
I'm just proud of them for what just happened, because they treated that meet like it should have been treated. It's a celebration of the year. It's a dress rehearsal for what we hope is to come. It was not a final destination kind of situation. And I used a baseball analogy with them. before the meet, about, don't swing for the fence, just base hits, keep hitting, just keep chopping all the way through. And they really adhered to that. And you could see evidence of it. I watched the dadgum playback of the broadcast. Somebody sent me a copy of the video. I'm doing a sideline interview, and the entire team is behind us dancing, and the commentary was that LSU looks really uptight over there right now. So I think if we can maintain that kind of mindset, if we can continue to, that's part of who we are. We're going to be in a really good place if we enjoy the process that we've gone through. I told them also the other day that the illusion of achieving a goal as being life-changing is absurd. You have to enjoy the process, the part that changes your life, the part that is really effectual in everything that you do is the process you go through, the relationships that you build, and everything that is along the way. And that it's the pursuit of those goals that really is the most important part. And so if they can stay in that mindset, we'll be fine. We'll perform well. I know we're a good team. We're a talented team. The challenge always is to control the mind. If you can control the mind, everything else takes care of itself.